According to the latest update released March 19th by the Centers for Disease Control, the risk of bird flu in humans remains low but moderate to high for animals. The CDC reports that since April of last year, almost 91 million birds in the U.S. have been infected, and now Oklahoma zoos are taking precautions. Noah Mack joins us with more on that. Noah.
Well, Rich, the Oklahoma City and Tulsa zoos have had 0 cases of bird flu, and zoo staff is doing everything they can to keep it that way. As bird flu outbreaks continue, the Oklahoma City Zoo flamingos spend their days in a barn. This move is an attempt to keep outside waterfowl from mingling with the flamingos.
The ducks do like to share the water and their ponds with them. We've also moved our trumpeter swans indoors as well. They are also in the duck and geese family, so they definitely share risk.
A recent case proximal to the zoo prompted these precautions.
About 25 miles away from us, so we knew that the virus is spreading in this area and really close to us.
In March, there were 2 cases of bird flu in backyard poultry flocks, one in Grady County and one in Woodward County. Both of those flocks were euthanized. Dr. Rod Hall is a state veterinarian at the Oklahoma Department of Agriculture, and he's been monitoring this virus from the beginning.
We're going into the 4th year now of dealing with this.
Generally, migratory birds like ducks and geese are the ones passing the flu around. But Rod says the virus is staying with wild birds who don't migrate.
That's why we've seen it continue all winter long here. You know, in the past, we'd have a big outbreak of it in the fall when the bird would migrate south, and it would kind of, fizzle out. And then in the spring it would come back, and then during the summer it would, kind of die down. But this winter it's remained a problem.
Rod explained that oftentimes what happens with these outbreaks is after a year or so, the virus mutates, becomes less pathogenic, and eventually dies off. This time around, the virus is mutating, but not dying off.
That's the really scary thing about this particular virus. It's just not going away.
That is why Dr. Gretchen Cole and her veterinary team at the Oklahoma City Zoo are staying alert. They have an animal health hospital on the premises and ensure all staff know the protocol should a bird get sick.
We would also isolate the bird and perform testing, and we can coordinate with our state veterinarian, federal partners should we need to do that. If we were to find a positive, we would have to discuss what's the next best step. Certainly if the bird is sick enough, we may have to choose to consider euthanasia, but we are hopeful that our proactive measures will mitigate any reason to have to do that.
Tropical birds like the red-crested turaco or the bleeding heart dove have indoor climate-controlled exhibits where getting infected with bird flu is incredibly low risk. As for the flamingos, guests can expect them to remain quarantined to keep them away from wild birds that may be carrying the virus. But you don't have to worry about them catching a case of cabin fever either.
There are times where we just need to clean the building, and so we'll give them a short break outside while we're getting all that done, give them some sunshine. But they still have plenty of space indoors. It's nice to let them outside for short periods of time. Here at the Tulsa Zoo, the flamingos stay outside under a canopy where the zoo staff has made sure that outside ducks and geese don't get into the enclosure.
Our flamingo exhibit, we have done some renovations that we had planned for years, but again, we stepped that up a little bit because of avian influenza.
Vice President of Conservation Joe Barkowski, repping the flamingo on his name tag, says the Tulsa Zoo initially had their birds in an indoor facility hidden from guests. Now they've got an outdoor enclosure outfitted with a protective net.
It's much safer for them. Our flamingos can be back on exhibit, living their best life, and be in view of our guests.
One of those guests is Eduardo Rodriguez, and a frequent one at that.
Man, I want to say probably at least 100 times a year.
The flamingos were always his mother's favorite exhibit. Now he and his son enjoy the colorful creatures.
We always kind of pass by it, thinking how she likes the flamingos.
Tulsa Zoo also has indoor exhibits like the rainforest or life in the desert, where birds fly around freely. So the walkways are used by birds just as much as humans.
So if the guests were to walk through fecal material or droppings from geese, and they bring it into the building, we go ahead and clean and disinfect our pathways in those buildings every night.
Joe adds that they also monitor the wild birds on zoo grounds. And all the positive tests would be reported to the state veterinarian, Rod's office.
As far as it going away, that's what's really puzzled the experts.
The virus is so volatile that developing a vaccine for the animals is difficult. Rod's assessment is, for now, that the avian influenza is here to stay.
We're getting close now to it starting to warm up, so the birds that migrated to South America and wherever they go down south, they're going to start coming back now. So our expectation is that risk of our domestic poultry becoming infected is going to stay there and probably even increase a little bit over the next few months.
So zoos across the state will remain vigilant.
We just want to, assure people that we take any kind of these things like avian influenza very seriously out here. We have full-time veterinary staff here at the zoo at all times that take care of the health of our animals. We have animal care specialists that are taking care of the day-to-day needs of our animals. We're always very diligent to work with our state federal partners on whatever's going on. And again, we just want to make sure people come out to the zoo and have a good time. So,
as far as what the birds think about the avian flu, well, we made sure to get a statement from someone willing to speak on the matter. Humans can get the bird flu if they come in contact with sick birds. Symptoms are usually relatively mild, but mutation could change that, so certainly something to keep an eye on.